Where am I? There I am. Welcome to another episode of Sean Miller Soccer Betting Genius. Turn this down a little bit. Got the live betting going. If you're watching this contest here, pretty interesting right now. Live betting. I would say there's probably no way that Liverpool doesn't win this game, but Villa's playing pretty well. High pressing. Huge win for us yesterday. Real Betis 3-0. Or today, sorry. We picked that yesterday. Remember, there wasn't a lot of action. Young boys, we said something about that. You didn't really pick it, but it was a 4-1. They're up right now. We talked a little bit about Barcelona and Celta Vigo. That's 0-0 here. But Betis, big win. So we keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. All right. I see the banner there. Shows on Max Wagers. Like, subscribe, ring that bell. Max Wagers Network, 6 hours of great info. Be sure to follow us all day. And we got the midday money, Sean Higgs, Morning Wood, Ali Burns, 1-2. Just Parlays, Chris King, 2-3. Back to the window, Scott and Scott, 3-4, 4-5. Of course, it's the genius. 5 o'clock, game time decisions, Nick, Tim, and Lenny. Just a quick programming note for you. I will be on with Ali Burns on Morning Wood Friday at 1:15. We're going to talk a little end of the weekend, maybe a little FA Cup end of the weekend. You see Mo Salah there on the bench today, so that's pretty interesting. And I'll also be on Total Chaos at 8 o'clock. So there's an 8 o'clock show. Gonna pick some more matches for you, so that would be pretty cool, I think. Remember, you can listen to me on Friday nights at midnight on ESPN Radio in New York and multiple other cities, and as well on Saturday morning. And that is going to be 2 separate days starting in, I believe, August. We're going to go back to two shows, Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Caesars Sportsbook Promotions, $1,100 first bet insurance. Place a first-time wager up to $1,100. You know the drill. Get it back in the form of a free bet if you lose. If you would have did that on Real Betis today, you would have made a lot of money there because minus or 3-0. You could have won a lot different ways there. ATS WINS CZR links are in the show box below. All right. We will get that off the screen there for you. All right. So if you have any questions about this game specifically, they're heading back onto the pitch right now for the second half. Jurgen Klopp looks gassed, looks out of it. He looks a little bit like he doesn't know what hit him. Stevie G, I can't believe Stevie G's not rolling over for Liverpool right now. 2 goals in the first 6 minutes. Maybe Stevie G really is a blue. We'll see in the second half. I think Mo Salah comes on at some point here. You know, they're chasing the game. They have to win. They cannot lose this game. If they cannot drop points. If they drop points in this game, the title race is over. I know They have one eye towards the final on Saturday. But for me, the Premier League is more important than the FA Cup. Maybe Liverpool is saying, listen, we can't win that league anymore. City's not going to lose. I think you still got to put pressure on them. I think you got to do what you can to maybe score a goal here. But, maybe are the wheels coming off the Liverpool wagon at the wrong time of the season? Is playing in 4 different competitions with a smallish squad starting to weigh on them. We'll see. All right. So here's our picks for today, for Wednesday, sorry. First, we're going to look at the Premier League. A lot of games tomorrow. We're going to go Coppa Italia, Eredivisie, Spain, and I'm going to maybe take a look at a little bit of the rugby as well. So first slide here, we're going to look at Leeds plus 430, Chelsea minus 160, draw plus 305, 230 tomorrow. I have a dilemma with this game. I'm going to be honest with you. And now Leeds is down to plus 400. The odds have shifted a little bit. Double chance for Leeds is still plus 128. The last 4 times these teams have played have been 3-2 Chelsea, 3-1 Chelsea, 5-1 Chelsea, and 0-0 last March. So there's a lot of goals. That's A. Chelsea has a FA Cup final on Saturday against Liverpool. Liverpool's going to have 24 hours more of rest. Chelsea is not quite safe yet. Excuse me. Not quite safe yet. Let me grab my drink. My allergies today are absolutely atrocious. You can probably hear it in my voice. Chelsea's not quite safe yet. And when you look at Chelsea on, in the standings and the Premier League table, Chelsea right now is on 67 points. Like nobody's catching Liverpool, nobody's catching City, right? Chelsea's 35 points, 39 goal difference, 67 points. Arsenal, who plays Tottenham on Thursday, is on 66 points, 14 goal difference. Tottenham is 62, 20 goal difference. Now, if Tottenham happens to beat Arsenal in that match, all of a sudden, Tottenham is only 2 points back of Chelsea. Obviously, before Chelsea plays. We're talking about Thursday, right? And Arsenal 66, Tottenham 65, Chelsea 67. Before we know what the result is for tomorrow. If Chelsea wins tomorrow, it's a moot point, right? I think, this reminds me a little bit of Leicester City the COVID year when they kind of capitulated late and Manchester United caught them. And then last year as well, when they finished, they had to finish, they won the FA Cup. So whatever, it was worth it, but they finished 5th. So they're in the Europa League. Chelsea has to be in the Champions League, right? This is a big game, but Leeds has to win. When you look at the futures right now for England, Leeds is plus 100 to get relegated. Burnley plus 110. Remember, Leeds has a much tougher schedule. I'm really, really torn here on whether to go with Chelsea. Chelsea team total over. You can get Chelsea team total over right now. That market is minus over 1.5 is minus 175. Over 2.5 is plus 200. So, interesting. Or to take Leeds on the money line and maybe take Leeds on the double chance at plus 128. Chelsea hasn't played well. Chelsea's clearly looking forward to the final. I believe Chelsea's last 2 games are with, let's see, Chelsea will play Leicester City at home, Watford at home, and then Arsenal are friendly. So they play Leicester City at home and Watford at home. So they're going to get 3 more points. Watford's done, right? They're on the beach at this point. They're probably going to get 3 points from Leicester. Leicester City's done. They're on the beach at this point. So, do they rest players? Do they play their, they have a pretty decent lineup, pretty strong team. Do they play their backups in this game and rest them and hope their backups beat Leeds? But does that give Leeds a chance to maybe win the match? I think that's very interesting. And you can really probably make a case for either team. A lot of times that doesn't happen. I can make a case really for both, but I am really, really torn here. You'll see on the next page. Watford plus 330, Everton minus 121, and that line's going to change. Let me see if that's already changed. Everton minus 143. It's already rocketed up. Watford's got about 20 guys out. They're on the beach. They're sitting Dennis and Ismail Sarr. They have transfer-related injuries. They don't want anyone to get hurt and lose their value. So Watford is not playing anyone in this match. And this line has already moved from minus 121 to minus 143. If you can get Everton at a decent value, maybe on the minus 0.75 line. I know Everton is not very good for the whole season. They've played a lot better in the last 3 weeks. I'm already on Everton right now. I really like the team. I liked it at minus 120. I got in before the news kind of came out. I just think they're playing a lot better. But if you can get this, minus 125, minus 130, maybe in a parlay, something like that, maybe bet it down, definitely take that game. I am all over Everton right now. And it's amazing what a difference a couple weeks could make. A couple weeks ago when we first started the show, I think I said, Everton was in trouble. And then a couple wins, and all of a sudden you're not. That's the thing at the bottom of the table. It doesn't take a lot to change this whole thing. Leeds looked like they were safe, and then all of a sudden, they weren't. So very interesting right now. All right. The other game, obviously, is Wolves plus 1,100 at Man City. It's actually up to plus 1150, and Manchester City is minus 420. Erling Haaland has signed. Can't play. Most not shocking news ever. His dad played for the club. He was never going to United. He was never going to Real Madrid. City's offering him all this money. Maybe on and off the books. Real Madrid's getting Kylian Mbappe. And Haaland doesn't want to be he doesn't want to be the third guy with Ballon d'Or, Benzema, and Mbappe there leading the line, and all the other French stars that are going to be going there. Right now, look, Liverpool, Salah's warming up. It's getting to be, we're 54th, 55th minute here, and getting a little nervous time here. Obviously, if Liverpool loses here, you're going to want to hammer Manchester City, I would think. Asian line there, minus 1.75 is basically even money. I think you take them either way. I love City in this game. They're not going to fall apart at this point. Up 3 points heading into the week. They could be down. If Liverpool wins this, they'll be down on goal difference. So here's the pick. Told you. Leeds double chance plus 129. Leeds money line or Chelsea minus 1. And Chelsea over 2.5 goals. I really would probably wait to see what lineup Chelsea puts out. If Chelsea puts out a half decent lineup, I would probably take Chelsea. Chelsea puts out the backups. Maybe take a chance with Leeds. You're going to lose a little value, but at least you'll know at that point, what the deal is, right? Everton money line, we already talked about that. City minus 1.5 is minus 125. That might be a better play. Just take them. You don't have to worry about the Asian handicap. Caesars, spelled Caesars wrong, by the way. Just typing that quickly. Caesars boost Sterling first goal scorer plus 500. I think that's a pretty interesting play. City over 2.5 at plus 120. I like that as well. All right. We have the Coppa Italia. And, I was hoping to get some of your views from the viewers here on what you think about this game. I think it's an interesting contest. I think Juventus was left for dead a little bit early in the season. Ronaldo left, and they weren't playing great. They didn't look like they might make Champions League, but some interesting signings in the winter market. And now Juventus is pretty much flying into the end of the season. Take a look at the table. I have to go to Thursday because they're not going to play any games there, which is smart. Just play the cup by itself. Juventus is 4 points back at Napoli, but they've cleared 7 points clear of Lazio. So, really good job from Juventus second half of the season. And I really think that this is a very interesting game. I think you could make the case for either team. See what it is to lift the cup. Juventus to score first and win the match plus 70. Inter to score first and win the match plus 155. I think Inter's the better team here, obviously. They have more points in the table. Will they win this game? It's a one-off game. Cup finals are strange. We're going to talk about the FA Cup final on Friday. I don't. Chelsea hasn't been in great form, and Liverpool's, whatever. They're on all these finals, but it's just sometimes it had. You play, and you get to this game. I personally, I think I would probably take Inter at plus 125. You don't usually get Inter at that kind of money. They've been a better team all year, but you could probably make the case for Juventus at plus 220. I know a lot of you might be laying off this game because it's tough. I think it's an interesting. I said this multiple times. I like this interesting word. I would not be stunned if Juventus won this. The way they've been playing over the last 4 months. But I think I'd probably side with Inter here. All right. Now we talk about that. Look at me right here. Ready? I'm bold for Ten Hag. I went bold for Ten Hag. We talked about Ajax on the weekend. They didn't get it done, but PSV didn't either. Both 2-2 draws. Ajax is minus 700 against Heerenveen, plus 1,800. And draw plus 700. It's 2 o'clock tomorrow. Ajax wins the title with a victory. There's 3 matches left. They're up by 4 points. There's 2 matches left, I believe. Let me check that. There's 2 matches left, and they're up by 4 points. So obviously, if they win the title, they go up by 7 points. Doesn't matter what. These games are all at the same time. Doesn't matter what PSV does against Nijmegen. I think you could bet them too, but look, it doesn't matter. PSV doesn't matter what they do. If Ajax goes out and takes care of its own business, and they had the chance the weekend to do it, they didn't. I don't think they're going to get PSV is going to get another chance. They blew it, and Ajax is going to go out here and roll. I like Ajax minus 2.5 here, minus 105. I think they win in style. Ajax over 3.5 goals. I just, it's going to be pretty ugly game. Both teams to score, by the way, in the Inter-Juventus game. Just a quick note here. I just saw this. Both teams to score have happened 3 of the last 4. Inter beat Juve 1-0 on the 3rd of April. The last 2 games before that were 1-1 draws in the league. 1-1 draw in January and 1-1 draw in October of 21. Actually, it probably wasn't the league. They all weren't the league, obviously. They only played twice. And then Juventus won 3-2 last May. That might have been a cup game. Kind of get you the last. Here's the scores the last 5 times Ajax has played Heerenveen. 2-0 October 16th to Ajax on the road. 2-1 to Ajax. 3-0 to Ajax. 5-1 to Ajax. 3-1 to Ajax. Funnily, like, there's the last 3 times they've played Heerenveen, it's been at Heerenveen, and it's been 2-0, 2-1, 3. The last time they played at Ajax, it was 5-1. That's kind of what I would expect in this game. You see Thiago's coming on for Curtis Jones here as Jurgen Klopp, I guess, tries to go for it. Getting a little nervous, getting a little nervy here. Liverpool fans getting a little nervy. So I think you go Ajax here, big. I think let's look at the PSV odds here quickly. PSV is minus 670. Probably going to be the same thing, to be honest. You got to lay plus 170 over 3.5 goals. The Asian handicap is minus 2.25 is even money. Minus 2 Asian handicap is 130, minus 132. So you're laying minus 132, and you don't even, if they win by 2, you don't even win anything. It's probably just take Ajax and just go with that win. All right. I like a few games in Spain tomorrow. You got Sevilla minus 162 against Mallorca plus 480. And we'll go through the table here. Draw plus 280, 2:30 Eastern time. And Elche plus 480 versus Atletico Madrid minus 155. Draw plus 265 at 3:30. So spread out a little bit. Sevilla right now is in 3rd. They're 1 point ahead of Atletico Madrid in 4th. Real Betis right now with its big win today is now on 61 points. So Sevilla and Atletico Madrid have to keep winning. They don't want to get caught here. Sevilla is playing Mallorca, who's in 18th. Cadiz is now 3 points ahead of Mallorca. Mallorca is the 18th, which is in relegation spot, minus 30 goal difference. So you got minus 30 goal difference against a plus 22 goal difference. Sevilla needs the game and is a decent team against a very bad team. Let's look at that right there. There's a goal from Liverpool, Sadio Mane. It's inevitable. This guy always scores. Should have given him player of the year, to be honest. He's better than Salah, I think. Anyway, that's for a different day. The Liverpool fans stay alive. Elch right now is in 14th place, minus 11 goal difference, 39 points. They are safe, 7 points ahead of Mallorca with 3 matches to go. There's no way they're going down. Atletico Madrid minus 155. You see Atletico Madrid at plus 19 goal difference, 64 points. It's 3 points ahead of Real Betis, but would go to 6 points ahead with 2 matches to go. So basically will lock up Champions League play. All but lock up. You got to get one more result on the road. Madrid obviously, likes to Atletico likes to play defense first. Their win to nil is at plus 155. Madrid over 1.5 goals is minus 110. Look, Atleti doesn't score a lot of goals, but Elche. They need the game. Elche is safe. Maybe some players not playing, whatever it is. Just think maybe you take a chance on that at minus 110 and think maybe it's 2-0. I like the Sevilla game a little bit more. I like Sevilla over 1.5 at minus 115. I think they're going to score goals. You see Mallorca's minus 30 goal difference. They give up goals. Sevilla minus 0.75 is minus 125. You could probably push it up to minus 1 if you want, if you play. We've gotten burned a little bit in the last couple of weeks sometimes on Sevilla, with the late goals, I think last week. But, maybe kind of closing the season a little slowly, running out of steam here. But I think, what's up, Lex? How's it going? I think we got a chance here to finish the season strongly. Yeah, I think, you got the clean sheet, Lex. Look, I don't love the goals. I'm just trying to find a little value in that game. Minus 155. I think you could also let me just pull that up. I think you could probably do the same thing as you did with Sevilla. You're going to get the minus 0.75 Asian handicap at decent money. There's a couple windows tomorrow in Spain. Alves plays Espanyol at 1 o'clock, and Osasuna plays Getafe at plus 200. So I think those are, let me see where Alves is. I don't love betting those games. Osasuna. Espanyol is in 13th. I don't even see, Alves is in last. Alves has to win. They're on 28 points, but, they need probably 2 or 3 wins. That's why they're plus 110. Be honest, I'd stay away. It's a bad game. Osasuna, Getafe. Getafe is 15th. Osasuna is 9th. They got, Getafe is 15th with a minus 6 goal difference. That's crazy. They just don't score any goals. But then there's, you get the 2:30 game and then the 3:30 match as well, Eastern time. Thursday, you got the 1 o'clock, same thing, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3:30. Real Madrid against Levante. They're going to play some, obviously Real Madrid has the pretty minus 205 odds, but you got to see who they're playing. They're going to rotate players. See the dogs going nuts. They must like that game. All right. So from those two, I think, Lex says clean sheet. I think the clean sheet is probably the way. Let me put that back up in case you didn't see that. I like the clean sheet a little bit there. But I like Sevilla over 1.5. I think that's the better play, to be honest with you. And Sevilla minus 0.75. I think Sevilla wins the game. I'm not, Atletico Madrid probably does. Oh, yeah, the dogs might like the underdogs. Double chance. I didn't think about that. I don't know if I told you. So we're in the process of you see all the See the art up there. I'm in the process of like moving. So bouncing or like bouncing, you see me like with different backgrounds all the time. Like this is over here when I'm over towards my parents living over um in New Jersey. So over here. Sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm there. When I get this house, next we'll be moved in finally, like next weekend. Then I'll have that kind of set up. Maybe set up a betting with a genius, soccer betting with a genius. Big. Maybe I'll get some neon if anybody can get me some of those signs and maybe neon stuff so we can put on there. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, listen, there's a lot more games. I mean, if you're just tuning in, these are probably the big plays, the Premier League games. And Lex talking about the dogs of the double chance, that's here. Maybe the leads because Mo Salah comes on, probably going to score late. That's what he does. Really, really like Everton again. Really like City. Obviously, now if Liverpool holds on here, I have a parlay with. Excuse me. I have a parlay with Liverpool and Everton, a Stanley Park parlay, we'll call it. I like City. They're really good. And that it's going to be tough for Wolves. I think once again, Wolves, I would have thought that Wolves had a chance maybe to finish the season in the European places. They just kind of fell apart there, but if they win, if Wolves wins there, they're 2 points back of West Ham. So they're still win with a chance. Do you ever go deep and into Israeli and Eastern European leagues? Yeah, look, I do. I think, I will start to look at those leagues in the summer sometimes. When you get to the summer and you have like the Europa League qualification matches, first round and second round in late June. Look, there's usually the World Cup this year, so everybody was kind of going to be waiting for that. But there's no World Cup, right? So we're going to have to find some stuff to wager on. And yeah, look, I do. During the pandemic, I wrote every day. I wrote stories about the Belarus Premier League. Right. And the Nicaraguan League and Taiwan, the Taiwan Premier League, there's value all over the place. Those leagues are really interesting. There goes the dogs again. They must like those leagues. Cameroon. Yeah, look, I when I coached soccer, I coached the high school team, and we had 10 Liberian kids on the team. So I had a lot of the West African kids and a kid from Ghana, a lot of kids from some kids from Costa Rica, some kids from El Salvador, some kids from Guatemala on the team. We had a lot of Central Americans, and we had a couple kids from Africa as well, or more than a couple. So I started to kind of get into those leagues. That's, the French league, I think Ligue 1 is really interesting like that. There's a lot of players from, West Africa. And, I think that league is really interesting. And the nations are getting, Cameroon is going to be really interesting to watch in the World Cup. Some of these other teams that play, I followed Senegal because we had some people from Senegal. Obviously Senegal just beat Egypt to qualify, and Senegal beat them to win the Cup of Nations as well. But yeah, when you start to look at some of these leagues, sometimes on Mondays or Tuesdays when there's not a lot of action, I'll start to look at that. I like the Belgian league a little bit as well. And some of the, I think, what you can do as well too is in the summer, the Scandinavian leagues are playing Norway, Sweden, because it's warmer in the summer, so they'll play some games. And obviously all the South American leagues because it's winter there, Australia as well sometimes. But yeah, and Mexico. I try to, there's value all over the place. I think there's really good places to find value. And I think sometimes what those leagues have, maybe that I like, obviously, is the games where it's like the heavy favorites against the bad teams. You can bet a few of those teams. You bet the heavy favorite -1.5, the team that won. I think I was talking to the guy that did put the new locks in. I think Maccabi Haifa maybe just won the Israeli league. And I know some of the teams in I like the Croatian league. I like the Serbian league. There's some pretty good teams in that. Obviously, the teams that have won, big trophies and stuff. I think you can find a lot of value in there. Just kind of going down the list. Sometimes Georgia and Iceland and Faroe Islands. I mean, there's so much stuff at this point. The Clausuras, playoffs. There's just you don't always. I watch the Premier League. Like I'm a Manchester United fan. I watch the Premier League. I've covered the Premier League for 10 years for NJ.com, and I write a lot of stories about it, and I've done a lot of picks, and I'm really good at picking the games and the leagues that I watch because I watch so much of the action. I watch some of the league-owned games, and I feel like I'm pretty good at those games as well. So sometimes those other leagues, I'm not as versed in. I'll take chances on the -300 line. Put them in a parlay because I don't. I won't even watch the game, and I'll just hope. Like hit and hope. But I don't love to do that because I want to be kind of I want to know what I'm betting. So, but there's definitely a lot of action that you can find there. I just wanted quickly, I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday. The rugby. Just want to post these odds again, just so you see if you weren't here. I know we did it. We did it yesterday. We did it last week. I'm not sure if any of you had any luck with it. But here we are. Again, you see some of these odds changing a little bit. Down to 235, 375, 265. So that parlay that was maybe 121 yesterday is now plus 151. So I don't even need to really, if I want to go into Cranula and maybe move the line a little bit down to -3.5, now it's plus 172. Look, that's, and when you start talking about like plus money, plus 200, plus 175, plus 200 on these parlays, it's definitely worth doing. So, take a chance. I really like those. So, all right. I want to make sure everybody is liking, subscribing, and ringing that bell. You got to make sure you're doing that. Keep us on and get us some more programming. It's really cool that we have these shows. We got, Midday Money. We got, Midday Money with Sean Higgs, noon Eastern time. That's 9 o'clock in Pacific. So, waking up, just going to work, getting into work, or whatever. probably working from home now, or maybe you're going back. You can just sit there and watch that in the morning. Morning Wood with Allie Burns 1 to 2. And remember, I will be on with Allie Burns on Friday at 1:15, and then again on Friday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time, talking about all kinds of soccer plays. And we'll have some special guests on Friday as well. Kaepernick will talk about the MLS, and we'll also have a new special guest. And then starting next week, I'm going to have some guests on. I'm going to have an English league specialist come on one of the days, trying to figure out which day is the best for him. His name's Jude. Hey, Jude, right? So on the live table now, Liverpool's only made up 1 goal here in the live table. So that goal difference is going to prove to be big, I'm telling you. Back to the window. Sorry, just parlays, Chris King. Back to the window. Scott and Scott, me, then game time decisions. You got the Caesars promotion, $1,100. Remember, you did that today. Ollie Watkins goes off here, and you would have won a lot of money on Real Betis. ATS wins. CZR is the play, right? All right. So yeah, we're going to be on. I'm going to be, we're going to have multiple people on. We're going to have some journalists come on in the next couple weeks, and I think it could be giving us some information about some of these games coming up, and going to have my man Lou Monaco come on as well, one of the OGs of betting. He knows Sean Higgs pretty well, but yeah, one of these guys. I was talking to a guy at the I do tutoring as well, right? So I'm talking to the guy at the library, and he was talking about betting horses back in the 50s and how they would go to the games and stuff. And I was kind of telling him what I do now, and it was pretty interesting. Kind of, he was interested in hearing what I do, and I was interested to hear what he does, because it's always good to listen to the guys with the knowledge, or the women with the knowledge, because they're the ones that are going to help you to get maybe you get some kind of new strategy out of bet, and maybe you never thought to parlay 3 different favorites in these games. Maybe you're only an underdog player. Maybe you never said, I could put 3 minus 270 teams together and get a plus 200 parlay. I never even thought about that. Or put 2 minus 200 players to get teams together and get a plus 100 parlay. Wow. Lex, his first parlay ever hit was 12 legs and only total goals. How much did you win on that? You must have won a ton on that one. That's amazing right there. It's hard to hit 12 leg parlays. It could happen though. When you talked about that yesterday, you get these people that are just, they win these crazy parlays. Like the guy in Australia who was, oh man, that was almost a goal. He was showing how he won the lottery, and he did the replay. He went to the store and they won the lottery again on the scratch off. He won another. He won like 200. He won a car, and then he won like 250,000 doing the thing. He's just a guy. It's just a luck. There's people with bad luck too. There's people that got struck by lightning multiple times. Can you imagine that? Just like a walking lightning rod. Like, just imagine the odds of getting struck by lightning once are like, imagine being struck by lightning like twice or 3 times. This is crazy. But it happens. All right, so we got the La Liga. Remember, tomorrow for the show, we're going to be looking at the games for Thursday, which right now look to be, we're going to talk about the North London Derby. We're definitely going to be talking about that. During the show tomorrow, we'll probably be on for the last 15 minutes of the Chelsea match right at the beginning. they started like weird times. It's probably an Amazon night because it's midweek over in England. So they start at 2:30, 2:45, 2:45, and 3:15. So we'll be coming on right at the end of the Leeds-Chelsea match. Maybe with 30 minutes to go. Oh, what a goal! Offside. Danny Ings almost got his old team. Leicester, Norwich, and Watford, Everton at 2:45. So we'll see the end of that Eastern time. And then Wolves, Manchester City will be here for the whole second half. That could be interesting. He was offside. He was. House full of Lambos. If you hit a parlay for 12, yeah, that's right. Who wants cars now? We gotta get electric cars. Maybe the price of gas will come back down at some point. $300 for a full tank. Tough break. It's brutal, isn't it? It's absolutely brutal. What can you do? I think there's going to be another goal in this game. I don't know if Bill McDonald hit that live bet last week. I don't know. I think there's going to be another one. It is. That's correct. Electric vehicles. So the North London derby will be the main focus, obviously, tomorrow. Tottenham and Arsenal. There's some, Madrid's playing Levante. I'm a little worried about the lineup. Sociedad's playing Cadiz. Sociedad has to win to stay ahead of Villarreal because Villarreal's got a much better goal difference there. And Villarreal, remember, off the back of the semifinal run, might not even be in Europe next year. So that's kind of crazy. You got Midtjylland and Brøndby, which could be an interesting game to bet. I think we'll probably look at that in the Super League, Danish Super League. The top of the Switzerland Super League is Zurich plays last place Lausanne, minus 34 goal difference against plus 34 goal difference, 75 points to 21 points. Guess which game we're going to be targeting tomorrow? That's right. We're going to look at Zurich and Lausanne. I don't think you need to tune in to know who I'm going to pick, but you need to tune in for me to tell you where to go and which way to do it. Obviously, I'm going to take Zurich, but how am I going to bet it? You got to tune in tomorrow to see and ring that bell and subscribe. And there's some other games in other countries, but those are the games we're going to focus on specifically, and then we're going to take a look at some futures because I think we're going to start talking about some World Cup futures here in the next couple shows, and I want to get your World Cup futures, and I think we could start looking at the first games as well. Maybe we'll take a look at the first games Thursday show. Let's see. I don't think there's a lot of action on Friday. There's a playoff Luton Town and Huddersfield. There's an Eredivisie qualification. There's not a lot of games. So I think we're going to start breaking down the World Cup first round games and the World Cup futures. So if you have any World Cup futures that you think we should play, and if you have those first round matches, because they're already on the site, make sure you're coming on here and telling us. So, all right, that's it for today. And I will be back tomorrow. So have a good night.